the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Ryan?
Present.
Mr. Paré?
Present.
Mrs. McHugh?
Present.
Mr. Cook?
Present.
Mrs. Florka? Here. Mrs. O'Connor? Absent. And Mrs. Bobson? Here.
All right, we have adoption or amendment on the agenda.
There's no amendments. I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
Okay, we have motion by Mrs. McHugh, supported by Mrs. Florka. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda.
On the consent agenda tonight, you are approving just the minutes from the regular meeting on June 24th, 2019 as presented.
Support.
We have motion by Mr. Cook, supported by Mrs. Florka. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Do we have any audience participation? Okay. All right, new business, we're on to the hearing then. So we have the complaint filed on 6/14/19 against the employee as the employee requested a closed session. Yes. Okay, so I'll need a motion to go into closed.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session at 7:05.
Support.
A motion by Mr. Paré, supported by Mrs. Florka. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So we have some, I just don't know who we wanted to allow to
Okay.
we have some guests that we've invited.
Decision I'd like to be able to ask Ms. Dr. Phillips questions regarding the issue that we talked about in the closed session.
I still think some of these things we can move forward on because it's, I mean, it's just, I mean, we were in agreement and the administration's in agreement also. You know, some of these discrepancies that needed to look into and, you know, like the medical use and
All right.
and different things like that. I think it's just, we just need to view, that's something we should have just, it just wasn't done correctly, so. Were there directives, do they have to be kind of motions? I mean,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
They don't have to be. I'm gonna. I'm gonna move that these actions be taken as a result of the hearing, and I'll go into these here. And I'll ask Brad to take the lead on these. The intervention room, I want to review that we're compliant with the state's seclusion and restraint policy. I'd like to see a plan for ethics training and a commitment statement by all staff.
Slow down just 1 second.
Okay.
Thank you. think it's a proposal for it.
Right,
Do you want a proposal that what training we'll do? Bring that back, is that what you're asking?
yes.
All right.
I'd like to see a proposal on a medicine distribution policy.
Several levels of review.
Yeah. You know, I think the administration sign off, by the time a new form comes, every request at a minimum be in order. The handling of the ODRs, we should add documentation of discussion with the student.
Can we add parents onto that too?
Does the form have a section for parent input on the ODR?
Parent input?
Or like notification?
It has how is it communicated to the parent, like what is communicated to parents?
So that's what you're looking for, just documenting
Yeah,
every
like
contact.
making sure that the parents
Yep.
can communicate with.
Right.
Regarding the tutoring, it sounds like there may be something in place in Macomb County. I was wondering if Reese could look into that. You know, if there's something available in St. Clair County, you know, for you know, situations like this. So I guess that would, Brad, you'd still take the lead on that.
Yep.
Then our documentation retention, to see if there's a policy in place on that.
Is it for specific documentation that you're?
Usually policy changes by the type of information that's within. And then once again, it probably have a training for the employees, say, hey, this is just general correspondence. You know, Brad, we have lunch, not business related, you can kill it, versus
What are we talking about, just email or,
all documentation.
because then it would be followed by the probably Michigan documentation retention schedule. I would assume.
Maybe just on that,
A review of that.
a review of that with the staff, yeah.
Is that something you want us to adopt, that entire thing? I don't,
If there's something related to public education as far as documentation retention.
Emails, grade ledgers, I mean, it should be.
David, like to add something?
Sure.
Is that right? I would like to understand who our FOIA coordinator is. The law is specific. The public body, and I'm paraphrasing for the sake of the 14 minutes we have left, shall designate an individual as the public body's FOIA coordinator. Having been one for a public body, there is one person to be named. That law has been in place since 1976. I'd like to know who our FOIA coordinator is.
Does anybody have anything else? Okay, so I have that motion to assign action to Brad on those, let's see, those items. Do I have support? Motion by myself, supported by Mrs. Bobbsey. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. All right, about 15 minutes here.
You know, Dave, one thing that did come up, and I think Robin touched on it, was like a parapro assessment. Is that something that you will initiate? It probably wouldn't start till school begins, or?
As a, just as a matter of practice, I always make sure that we do personal assessments.
Just to evaluate, like if mom says that maybe he could be a little more independent, I'm sure Katie does a great job as mothering herself, so sometimes we do have to step back.
Yeah.
And then if that can be communicated to mom, obviously, then.
Any other superintendent comments?
Just with the evaluation being on the 22nd, Dave did send out some information that we're going to look at domain 5. So I'll be looking at that if there's any other specifics that you guys would like me to review. Domain 5, I think I have 6 categories that we'll go over. But if there's any other ones, please let me know so I can bring you some information. I think it worked well last time to get that over here and let me know what one we want to highlight. The other, I'm sorry, the other part too, the hearing for the 22nd.
Which is important.
It is at a, where, should I put it at the end? Is that where you already have it?
I wouldn't put, no.
Wait, the eval or the hearing?
My eval will be very last thing. The hearing, probably the same part as the
I
end
have
of the
it,
business.
right now I have it the last new business, but we can move it wherever we need to.
Well, as long as before your email.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
That's fine.
Yeah, we just gotta make sure we get that in that hearing. So I know this one took almost 4 hours. Are all the contracts gonna be on the next meeting as well?
Yep. Adam's gone through them all, looked at it. It's a .71 impact to the fund balance. There was a few questions, I met with a few of the people, and there's a few of the questions that they had kind of as a response to our offer. So I'll bring those to you too and let you know the impact that it'll have. But other than that, snow day language, we put in all of them too. So that's something you'll be looking at also.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Board roundtable? Anything? All right. I'll move that we have the superintendent evaluation at the next meeting then instead, going into it tonight. Since we can't do it in 10 minutes. I have support. Support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Great. Right, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn at 10:50.
Support.
Thank you.